Good morning. Welcome to the class. Okay, so as we practice today, please remember, take care of yourself. A little love here. Self-care. Go where you can go safely and move to sensation, not pain. So everyone gets settled and then notice the connection with the earth, the feet or the legs, the sitting bones or sits bones. And you can lie down here if you want as we start. Let's all take a deep breath in and then exhale. And a second deep breath. And exhale. And now bring the awareness into the room, into what you feel in the body, into your breath. Letting all the worries of the moment just kind of disappear as you focus the mind to settle the mind. And opening the eyes, if the eyes were closed, coming to that upright seat. So we'll start at the top of the body and kind of work our way down. So as you inhale here, on your exhale, take your gaze over the right shoulder and let the chin drop toward the shoulder. And then bring the head up into center and now turn the gaze toward the left and chin drops. And inhale the head up into center. Exhale the chin toward the chest, keeping the shoulders back. And then inhale the head up. And now turn the gaze up toward the ceiling, moving the heart forward, shoulders back. And exhaling the head back up. Inhale, and on your exhale, take the right ear over toward the right shoulder. And bring the head up, and now the left ear toward the left shoulder. And inhale up. Now let the chin come down toward the chest, and move the chin toward the right shoulder, and then center and left, and center and right, and center and left. And bring the chin back to center and inhale the head up. Good, all right. So just kind of move gently here. You can move the shoulders a little bit, moving the head. Being gentle as we get more into our movement. On your next inhale, bring the shoulders up toward the ears, and then take the points of the shoulders back and the shoulder blades toward the center and down. Good. Move the head, keep the neck relaxed, and then release And now inhale and take the shoulders back up. And then draw the shoulders back and down as you exhale. And then release, inhaling, bring the shoulders up. And now draw them back and down. And now just breathe here. Nothing major. The elbows are kind of in toward the center of the mat. You're gently moving the head. And then release the shoulders. Good, all right. So bring that right arm out in front. Draw it in toward the shoulder, then reach forward with the fingers. And as you inhale, let that hand move up toward the ceiling, following with the eyes. And draw the right shoulder back as you gaze up toward the ceiling. Keep the face relaxed as you reach through the fingers. And then bring the left hand out, slide it out, arc over to your left. And a little pop in the low back here as I move to my left. Breathe. And bring the right hand back up toward the ceiling. Turn and reach and release. Good, all right. Just gently moving that right arm and moving that right shoulder. And now extend the left hand out, draw it in, reach forward through the fingertips, spread those fingers wide, and then lift that hand up to the ceiling as you inhale. Reaching. And then bring the right hand out and slide it out, arcing to your right. Being aware of that left sits bone on the mat or on the block. Reaching up and out. And bring the hand back up to the ceiling. Turn and gaze and reach. And release. Good. And then moving the left arm. And bring the arms wide. We'll do a gentle shoulder stretch here. Bring that left arm across the chest and bring the right hand under to the left shoulder. And then gently draw that left arm in toward the chest. Sensation, not pain. And breathe. And now inhaling, come wide with the arms and bring the right arm across, left hand under to the right shoulder, and gently draw that right arm in. And inhaling, bring the arms wide, and exhale, the hands back to the legs. Bring the hands forward to cup the knees with the fingertips, and then lift up tall. And as you exhale, round back, chin to chest. Inhaling, lifting up, lifting the gaze to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders back and down. And now as you exhale, take the chin toward the chest and round back. And as you inhale, coming up tall, gazing up. And exhaling, rounding back. And one more time, lifting up, drawing the shoulders back, gazing up. And exhaling back. And inhaling, coming back up to that upright seat. Good, all right. Let's do some circles. So take the heart toward the top of the mat and then move the body to the right. And then let the chin come down toward the chest as you round back. And then take the body to the left, lifting the gaze as you come forward and exhaling to the right and back as you round. Inhaling up and exhaling back. And then take those circles the other way, coming to the right, coming forward, and coming to the left and back. And try that ocean breath, that warrior breath. That audible breathing is a calming breath. One more big circle. And when you come to the back, just release back. Let the shoulders go. And then inhale back up to the upright seat. Great. Bring the left hand to the outside of that right leg. The right hand comes behind. And then just the hips shift just gently to the right. And then the heart moves, the shoulders, and the head turns as you twist to the right. Inhaling, come to the front. And now the right hand across, and the hips shift, and you rotate into the twist to the left. Staying tall here. Inhale back to the center, left hand across. If you choose, you can extend your right arm, looking back toward that thumb that's pointing up toward the ceiling. And coming back to front. One more twist to the left, extending the left arm. And inhaling, coming back to the front. Ah, good. All right. So I'm getting some bumps and pops here and there, and my body's kind of getting put back into place where it belongs. And take a deep breath in and open the mouth and let it go. Good. All right. Come over onto all fours. And if you're working with a chair, you can bring the hands to the back of the chair as the chair back is facing you, or to the seat of the chair if the chair front is facing you. Spread the fingers wide, or you can wrap your fingers around the edge of the chair seat if that's better for you. So we're in our table, standing or on our knees, and we'll do moving cat, well, we'll do cat-cow, because if you're in a chair, the moving part doesn't work very well. So as you inhale, lift the gaze, and as you exhale, round up with the top of the head moving down toward the mat. Inhaling into cow, gazing ahead, exhaling into cat. And inhaling and exhaling. And one more round, and then we'll move into that moving cat-cow, exhaling into cat or cow, cat. And then coming back to that neutral spine. And if you're at the chair, you won't be able to really move back very far here. So just regular old cat-cow works there. But as you inhale, take the gaze ahead, and as you exhale, the head drops and the hips move back toward the heels. Bring the elbows down to the mat, coming forward and up as you inhale, and exhaling, rounding and moving back. Elbows come back as you come forward and up, and exhaling, rounding back. One more time as you come forward and up, and exhaling back. And with the hips back toward the heels, knees are a little bit wide. Bring the elbows down behind the wrists and just let the head release. So with my elbows down behind my wrist, I'm getting a little bit of a stretch in the outside of my shoulders, the outside tops of my shoulders. Good. With the elbows where they are behind the wrists, bring the hands together and interlock the fingers. And then come forward onto your elbows and knees. And if you really want to do this, you can, if you choose, curl the toes and come into dolphin. Hips lift. Okay, so you're going to feel this in the legs, I think. Yeah, and in the shoulders. Pressing into the mat with the forearms and moving the heart back toward the knees. Be gentle. And then gently move one heel toward the back of the mat and the other in dolphin. And come out of this whenever you want, of course. And if you do want a little bit more than this, you can come forward, bringing the chin ahead of the hands and then pressing back up. Heart toward the knees. Inhaling, open, and exhale back. And inhale forward and exhale back. And bring those knees down. And you can release the toes. So the tops of the feet are on the mat. And then come up into hero. Okay. Hips rest on a block or back on the heels. And just gently move here. Deep breath in. Then coming forward a little bit with the hands on the mat, curl the toes under and just gently bring those heels back, or the hips back toward the heels. This is one of those you can stay or not. You can go there or not. And breathe. And now bring the arms into cactus arms, and you can come out of that toe torture anytime you want. But draw the elbows back, fingertips are pointed up toward the ceiling, and the elbows are back. And now as you exhale, bring the arms together, the forearms together in front. And as you inhale, open the arms wide, draw the elbows back. And as you exhale, bring the forearms together. As you inhale, open wide. And as you exhale, bring the forearms together. And then release the hands down, come forward, let those poor toes go, and tap out the feet. Okay. So in our table, step the right foot back and release the hips as you press back through the right heel. And then lift that right foot off the mat, extending the left arm out in front. Stay strong here in bird dog or awkward pose. And you can either take that right foot and point it straight up, or the bottom of the foot toward the ceiling. And if you choose, you can reach back and find that foot with the left hand. Gently drawing the foot away from the body and toward the ceiling. So you kick the foot away and lift it just gently. And then release, extending the leg, extending the arm. And exhale, bring the hand down, bring the knee down, gently move here in table. And then extend the left leg. Toes are down. Finding that sensation in the left leg. And then lift the left leg, hip height, extending the right arm straight out, reaching, pressing back through the heel. And bend that lifted knee. And if you choose, reaching back with the right hand to grasp the foot, kick the foot away, lifting. And then release, extending again, fingers reaching. And then exhale, the hand down and the knee down. Move gently or settle those hips back toward the heels and rest the head on the arms. Resting pose. And then coming back up into table. Come to standing on the knees, and let's extend that right foot out to the side. We haven't done gate in a while. And you can do gate in a chair. If you just shift over to one side of the chair, the right side of the chair, and extend that right leg out to the side. So the toes are pointed away, but the shoulders are toward the top of the mat. So with a block to the side or not, and you can have the block on the long side or flat, however you want to do it. Then you bring the left hand down, press the heart toward the top of the mat, lift the right arm to the ceiling, and then let that hand drop past the face. Let the gaze lift up toward the ceiling and breathe, reaching long. And bring the hand back to the ceiling. Bring it to the inside of the right leg. Now lift the left arm, arc over that right leg. Gaze again, lifts up toward the ceiling. And bring the hand back up. Bring the left hand down to that block. One more time. Pressing the hips toward the top of the mat. Lift the right foot. Flex the right foot. Reaching straight up to the ceiling. And exhale, bring the foot down, bring the hands back to the mat, bring that knee in and settle back into your resting pose, either hero or child's pose. And breathe. And notice the feelings, the sensations in the body. Now we'll do that to the other side. So I'm going to move my block over to the right, coming up on my knees, extending my right foot to my left foot out to the left. Lifting up tall. And now I bring my right hand down to that block, pressing the heart forward, pointing the toes away, hips toward the top of the mat. Left arm lifts, and then that arm drops past the face. Just breathe. And bringing the hand back to the ceiling, take it to the inside of that left leg, open that right shoulder, arc over to the left. And lifting back up, the right hand comes down to the block. In the chair, you can't really do this, but if you're on the mat, lift that left leg, reach the left arm to the ceiling. Again, moving the hips toward the top of the mat. One more breath. Exhale, bring the left leg down, bring the hands back in, and bring that left knee back in, back into your resting pose. And as you inhale, come on back up onto your knees. We want standing on the knees, the hips are back toward the heels, and then bring the hands behind, fingertips pointing toward the top of the mat. And let the head fall back. And gently lift the hips, pressing the hips up toward the ceiling. And exhaling, bring the hips back down. Good, so every body is different. So you move to where it feels reasonably good, sweet discomfort. Haven't figured out what that means yet, but you know, that sensation that feels okay in your body. And coming back over into table. We'll do some gentle side bends here. So with the gaze straight down between the hands, just move the weight onto the right knee and take the hips to the right. And inhale, come to center and move the weight to the left knee, pressing the hips to the left. And then come to center. One more time, taking the hips to the right. And center and exhaling, hips left. And coming back to center. Good, all right. Curl the toes, come up into a downward facing dog. And keeping the feet about hip width. Breathing as you move the heels toward the mat one at a time. And now step the feet towards the hands. And come into half lift. So the knees are maybe just a little bit bent, but you feel some sensation in the backs of the legs here as you press the belly toward the toes. Top of the head reaches away, gaze straight down. Breathe. Now exhale, bend the knees, put the belly on the thighs, let the head go, forward fold. And bend the knees, press into the mat with both feet, gently rounding up. Take those arms wide. Inhale, the hands to the ceiling. And a big long exhale as you come back down into mountain pose. Good. Just move, ragdoll, yoga flop. And I like to do that spinal flow almost every practice because it feels really good. So press down into the mat with both feet and actually pick the mat up with your toes. Just scrunch those toes and see if you can grab a hold of that mat with the toes. And then pressing into the mat with the feet, lift up into mountain. And inhale the arms up. Exhale the right hand down, arc to your right. And inhaling up. Reach in as you exhale, left hand down, arcing left. And inhale up. Exhale the arms wide, turn the palms up, twist to your right, looking back toward the back of the mat. And inhale up. And then exhale that twist to the left. And inhale up. Bring the hands down through the heart, hinging at the hips, into forward fold. Knees are bent. And then really bend those knees, bring the hands out in front, long through the spine as you press up. Exhaling the hands back. Inhale up. Exhale, mountain pose. Good, all right. We'll work our way through a modified sun salutation B, sun B. So from mountain pose, inhale the hands up. Exhale, now with the arms wide, dive into this forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling, step the right foot way back toward the back of the mat. Good. From our lunge, we're here. Strong in this lunge, breathe. On your next inhale, take the left foot back beside the right into plank. Knees can be on the mat. Exhale down. And inhale into cobra. Tops of the feet on the mat, head and upper chest lifted. Breathe. And curl the toes or to the knees, coming up to plank. Into downward dog. And step both feet up toward the hands. Come into half lift. And exhale into fold. Lift the head long through the spine. Knees are bent as you press up. And exhale, mountain pose. And inhale the hands up. Exhale to the fold. Inhale, half lift. Then exhale, take the left foot back into that high lunge. Take a breath. And your next inhale, take the right foot back beside the left. Now take a breath. Exhale down into cobra. Pressing up to plank, downward dog. And now step the feet toward the hands. Come to half lift. Exhale and fold. And the long spine pressing into the mat, inhaling up. And exhale, mountain pose. Good. Good little flow. So we're going to add warrior 2 to that. Warrior 1 to that. So inhale up. And then exhale into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, big step back with that right foot. Take the breath. Then spin the back heel in and down, coming up to warrior 1. And exhaling, bring the hands back down to the mat. Step the left foot back to beside the right. And vinyasa, elbows in, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Back to downward dog. And then step the feet to the hands. Come to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, pressing to come up. And mountain pose. And inhale the hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And now the big step back with the left foot. Take that breath in, lunge. Spin the heel in and down, warrior one. Stay low in the warrior as you reach high. Exhaling the hands back down to the mat. Take the right foot back beside the left. And vinyasa. Coming down. Cobra or upward dog. Back to down dog. And breathe. And then step both feet toward the hands. Come to half lift. Pressing the belly down. Exhale, fold. And then get long through the spine as you come up. Exhale, mountain pose. Good, all right. So that gets the heart beating. It's good. It's a good thing, a little cardio. So now we'll slow it down just a bit. We'll move into tree. So coming a little bit toward the top of the mat, and you can bring your hands to the hips if that's kind of settling here for you. And then find your spot out on the floor and take the weight over to the left foot. Turn that right heel into the ankle of the standing foot. Take a breath. And then bring the hands of prayer to the heart. And then you can lift that foot, that right foot, off the floor. And bring the right knee to the front and bring the foot down. Good, all right. And then release. Move a little bit. And I like to bring my hands back to my hips. Move the weight toward the right or into the right foot. Turn the left heel in. Take that breath. And the hands come to prayer at the heart. And then lift the left foot. And the left knee to the front. And the left foot comes down. Good, all right. So yeah, that'll kind of tire out the muscles in that standing leg, which is a good thing. Strengthen those ankles, muscles around this that support the ankle. Pressing down into the mat with both feet, come up tall into mountain pose. Inhale the hands up. And then coming wide, exhale into the forward fold. Let's take a breath or two right here in forward fold. So the weight is forward on the feet. You're feeling the toes on the mat and the top of the head toward the mat. Keeping the neck and face soft. Moving one heel into the mat and then the other. And you're still feeling the belly on the thighs here. And then walk the hands over toward the right edge of the mat. Still releasing the head. And then bring the hands to center and toward the left edge of the mat. And bring the hands to center. Good. One more exhale as you release down into the fold. Inhale, half lift. Pressing the belly down. And then exhale, stepping both feet back into plank. Here we are with our plank. And the knees can come down, but if you're lifted up off the mat, if the knees are off the mat, lift the right foot off the mat. Press back through the heel and breathe. And bring the right foot down and lift the left foot. And then bring the left foot down. One more breath, inhale, and exhale, elbows in, lower down. Ah, yes, and bring the chin down to the mat. Bring the hands back beside, out to your sides, palms down. Just breathe here. And on your inhale, lift the head and the upper chest, lift both feet, lift the arms and hands, flex the toes, point the feet. Ah, oh well. Breathe. One more deep breath. And then exhale, take everything down. Bring the hands out or the hands up by the top of the mat with the elbows out. Take the right side of the face to the mat and just release. And the left side of the face. And bring the hands under the shoulders. Press up the table. Bring the feet around to the front. So here we are on the mat. Good. Bring those feet about halfway in. And you'll find your Navasana. Both feet lifted, one foot lifted, balancing. This is about core strength, of course. Extend if you choose. One more big, deep breath. Exhaling, come to cobbler. Bring those feet in, close to the body. Coming forward. My knees are way up in the air. It's just my body. And now coming back up. Take those knees back up toward the ceiling. I like reverse table. So you can do reverse table with the feet halfway in, the fingers behind or hands behind, fingers pointing forward, or you can stretch out the legs. A little bit more of a challenge coming into reverse plank. So press with the hands and just lift the hips. And exhaling, bring the hips down. Good. We're going to move into pigeon, and you can either come down onto your back and bring the left knee onto the left ankle onto the right knee and do it that way, reaching through. This is pigeon on the back or figure four. Or you can come into your table and we'll start with the left, since I started with the left on the back, and bring that left knee toward the left wrist, bring that left ankle foot across at about a 45-degree angle. It does not have to be parallel to the front edge of the mat. If they tell you it does, they're lying to you, because that really torques the knee. So now lift up tall if you're in this pigeon that I'm in, and then exhale and come down into pigeon. Two more deep breaths. And bringing the hands under the shoulders, lifting up. And now take that left knee back beside the right into table. And if you're on your back, you can take that right ankle onto the left knee for figure four. From table, take the right knee toward the right wrist and then bring that right foot across the mat. Walk the left foot back. Keep that right thigh parallel to the right edge of the mat. That's the key to it. And that lower part of the right leg is at about a 45-degree angle. Lift and then come into your pigeon. No sensation in the knee. And breathe. Two more deep breaths. And coming back up, or release if you're on your back. Take the right knee back. Coming back to seated or lying down on the mat. Bring the feet all the way in. Let's do some moving bridges. So the feet into the hips, knees pointed straight up, hands down by your side. As you inhale, press with the feet, the hips lift, hands and arms up and over behind. Exhaling the hips down, bring the hands back over. Inhaling, press with the feet. Exhale, lower. And one more, inhaling. We'll take a few breaths with the hips lifted. So reaching back through those fingers, spread the fingers, press into the mat with the feet, the hips up toward the ceiling. Yeah, just breathe. And now as you exhale, bring the hips down, the hands come back up and over. Good, all right. And you can bring the right knee into the chest. You can stretch the left leg long if you choose. Yeah, just work the ankles here, work those feet. Take that right knee up and out toward the right shoulder. And then the right foot straight up, pressing up through the heel. And slowly lower the leg down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Bring the left knee into the chest. Working those toes, those heel, or the front of the foot, circling the toes. And then bring that knee over toward the left shoulder. And the left foot straight up to the ceiling, strong through that lifted leg. And slowly lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Bring both feet into the hips, arms wide. Let the knees fall over to the right. Turn your gaze left. And just release here. Knees to the ceiling. Take the knees left and the gaze right. And bring the knees back up. Legs long, arms behind, big long stretch, inhaling deeply. And exhale into Savasana. Find that comfortable position, lying down, sitting in a chair. And just melt, just soften completely. Toes and fingers Wrists and ankles, knees and elbows. Good, all right. Stretch. And when you're ready, come on over to one side and pressing up gently. Coming back over. Thank you for practicing today. Namaste. So I'm turning the recorder off.